She was humiliated, ridiculed, and looked down upon by the elite. But when his life was on the line, she had a choice: walk away or risk it all to save him. What she did next changed both of their lives forever. This is the story of courage, redemption, and the power of compassion in the face of cruelty. The quiet, sunlit town of Bridgewater seemed like a perfect picture of harmony, but for 17-year-old Maya Thompson, it was a place divided by invisible walls. Maya, a bright, hard-working black teen, lived in the modest part of town and worked part-time at the prestigious Pinecrest Country Club, a playground for the town's wealthy elite. Maya kept her head down at work, focused on saving for college. She'd learned to navigate the sneers and condescension from the club's affluent members. But nothing prepared her for the sting of humiliation she faced one Friday evening. During a charity gala at the country club, Maya had been serving appetizers when she accidentally bumped into a guest. The guest was Liam Hawthorne, a 19-year-old heir to the town's wealthiest family. His tailored suit screamed money, and his smug grin oozed entitlement. "Watch it," Liam said, brushing off his sleeve as if Maya had left a stain. His friends laughed, and then he added loudly, "Maybe next time they should hire staff who actually belong here." The laughter that followed cut deeper than Maya had expected. Embarrassed and hurt, she excused herself and finished her shift in silence, replaying his cruel words over and over in her mind. A week later, as Maya walked home from a late-night shift at the diner, she heard the sound of screeching tires and a deafening crash. Her heart raced as she sprinted toward the noise. At the corner of Elm and Maple, she found a luxury car smashed into a tree, smoke rising from the hood. Her breath caught when she saw Liam slumped over the steering wheel, blood trickling from his forehead. For a moment, she hesitated. Memories of his humiliating words surged back, and part of her wanted to walk away. But Maya wasn't that person. She refused to let hate define her actions. "Liam!" she shouted, rushing to the car. "Can you hear me?" He groaned faintly in response, barely conscious. Maya tried the door, but it was jammed. Fueled by adrenaline, she grabbed a rock from the side of the road and shattered the window. Carefully, she unbuckled him and dragged him out of the car, just as flames began licking at the edges of the engine. With Liam leaning heavily on her, Maya managed to pull him to safety. The sound of sirens filled the air, and soon, paramedics arrived, taking Liam to the hospital. The next day, Maya sat in her small living room, exhaustion written all over her face. She had barely slept, and the weight of the previous night still lingered. A knock at the door startled her, and, when she opened it, she was shocked to see Liam standing there, his arm in a sling and his face pale but grateful. "Maya," he began, his voice soft and uncharacteristically humble. I don't know how to thank you. You saved my life." Maya crossed her arms, raising an eyebrow. "Why are you here, Liam?" He looked down, shame creeping into his expression. "Because I owe you more than just my thanks. I owe you an apology. I was awful to you at the club. I was arrogant and cruel, and I'm sorry." Maya studied him for a moment, her face unreadable. Finally, she sighed. "Apology accepted, but don't think a single sorry is enough to fix the way you treat people." Liam nodded, his gaze earnest. "You're right. I've been blind to the way people like me look down on people like you. I want to change that. I need to change that." In the weeks that followed, Liam began making good on his word. He used his family's influence to organize initiatives that supported underprivileged youth in Bridgewater, starting scholarship programs and community outreach events. He made a point to include Maya, asking for her input and learning from her experiences. Maya, though initially skeptical, saw his efforts and began to believe in his transformation. While she didn't need Liam's validation, she appreciated that her act of bravery had inspired him to change. For Maya, the incident was more than just a story of saving a life. It was proof of her strength, her ability to rise above hatred, and her refusal to let the world's cruelty harden her heart. In the end, Maya didn't just save Liam's life. she helped him find redemption, and in doing so, she showed the world that heroism comes in many forms. Because true strength isn't about seeking revenge, it's about choosing compassion, even when the world gives you every reason not to.